Hello, my name is Laura Brandenburg from Bridging the Gap. And today I want to talk to you about the difference between business analyst roles and systems analyst roles, because we get a lot of questions about this at Bridging the Gap, about whether they're really the same or are they different, or how those titles and those job roles are used within the profession. I really want to empower you to understand the nuances within the profession and the path that you might personally want to take as you form your career plan for your business analyst career. So first of all, just a note about job titles. They are used extremely inconsistently within our profession. And so what I'm going to share with you in this video is about the roles and the standard definition of those roles, how you see specific job titles in your local market, in the job postings on your job board, even within your company, might be very different from what I share with you today. So you always want to look at the responsibilities below those job roles or job titles to make sure that you're really understanding the role that a specific organization or employer is looking for you to fill. So first, let's just talk about what a business analyst does, somebody in a business analyst role. So typically that role is defined as someone who's enabling change, who's responsible for the requirements, the development of the understanding of the business needs to help create a solution, envision a solution to solve a business problem or to add more value to the business. And most typically, a business analyst will analyze the process and also analyze the software that's going to help us improve or implement that process. And in the software, we look at both functional requirements and data requirements. So what does the software do? How does the software store information? Okay, so it involves a heavy relationship with the business and the technology teams, and it's really bridging the gap between business and IT to make sure all those stakeholders have a common shared understanding of what the software solution will be to address a specific business process or business problem. What does a systems analyst do? How is that a little bit different? What we typically see is that the systems analyst role focuses more on the technology aspect of the solution. So you wouldn't have a systems analyst on just a business process change, right? Where a business analyst might work on something that doesn't actually involve a software change because they just might fix the business process. Systems analysts would only come in when there is a software change, and they're probably going to go a couple layers deeper into the software requirements and not just considering the what of the software or how the software needs to function from an end user perspective, but also looking into how that software is built, how the software is configured, potentially how multiple systems are going to work together to accomplish a specific objective or meet a specific functional requirement. So they're going to be peeling away the layers of that system and that technology to make sure that the solution again meets the business need, but they're looking more, focused more in on the software aspect of the solution, probably not on the business process side. So they might be doing more data modeling, more data design. How does data move between systems? How are these systems even connected together and working together, integrated together to meet a feature? So sometimes they're even doing some level of technical coding or programming. Sometimes the job title is used in that way, but you're definitely understanding how the code is written, how the code works, and potentially just collaborating with other professionals who are actually doing the coding itself. So that's the difference between the two roles. So that business analyst role being very more business focused on the business process side, and that systems analyst role being more technically focused on the technical side. Now, many of us play both roles. In my first job as a business analyst, I also had a lot of those systems analysis responsibilities. I wasn't actually speccing the integrations between the systems, but we had some pretty heavy data modeling requirements that really required us to understand how that database was built, how the application queried the database in order to build some specifications that were really much more technical specifications. So you can have a blend of both, but we started with what does the product need to do? What are the end features that the product needs to do? And so in some organizations, you will see a combination of the roles, and that really requires a lot of business acumen and technical acumen. In other organizations, you will see two roles where you actually have a business analyst and a systems analyst. And then what's important is that there's really tight connection and collaboration between those two individuals. Because what tends to happen is like the business analysts then have their requirements and the systems analysts create their requirements. And so there's like an extra layer of requirements documentation in between those two roles as part of that handoff. And then you really need to make sure that that translation process of what the business really wants, what the end problem is that's being solved, is making its way through to those more technical specification documents. And so there really should be a lot of connection and collaboration between those two individuals. So where do you want to go with your career? It's really up to you. If you like the business side more and you want to be more in connection with business users and solving business problems, you might want to gravitate more towards that business focused role. If you really like the technology, even if you don't want to code anymore, you have a deep technology background that you want to leverage that technical understanding without having to write the code, systems analysis could provide a great career path for you. So I always like to say you get to create the career that you want, and business analysis as a profession just creates tons of opportunities for you. So if you'd like to learn more about starting your career as a business analyst, go ahead and click below. There's a link to our free training on your quick start to get started as a business analyst. There's lots of additional resources about what a business analyst does, what process to use to be effective as a business analyst, and what are some of the key skills that you need to be successful in today's competitive job environment. I hope that you will join us, and I'd love to help you take the next step in your business analyst career. Again, I'm Laura Brandenburg from Bridging the Gap, and we help mid-career professionals start business analyst careers.